Hello YouTube, Tyler Cohn here, back with another video. Excuse my hair, it's a little fluffy today. I need to stop saying man. So today's topic is being strong and kind, and what brought this about is I was watching like a Tanjiro edit the other day, and it just made me think about like how for me specifically, and I'm sure others too, but definitely in my case, I fall in love with like anime protagonists like a lot. Like a lot of people like the side characters, you know, the villains, whatever. For me, like I'm definitely a sucker for protagonists, and that's because like I think the whole point of a protagonist is to be kind of like that role model, that relatable character, right? So, and you know, it just resonates with me. So specifically like Tanjiro and like Goku are what I want to talk about in this video. Talking about being strong and kind, and basically like the whole point I'm trying to make is that you should be strong, but not you should be strong, but don't be strong to be, you know, like to hurt others and, you know, stuff like that. You know, these characters are selfless characters. They're very much, you know, putting in all the work for other people. And maybe that's not even true. Maybe it is like neither selfish nor selfless, but you know, they like Tanjiro, for instance, is just like this kind, loving, like he cares about his sister, he cares about all the people around him, so he trains hard so that he can be like this beast, like this gentle giant in a sense, like because he's so kind and caring to everyone. But you know, as soon as it's time to get to work on the demons, like he's a monster, he's a menace. And, you know, same with Goku, he's like happy-go-lucky, like just likes to have fun, but you know, like he trains hard and he does it to I mean, he doesn't necessarily do it to protect others, but like he still does have like that instinct, like, you know, we've seen like his rage turn into power. So I'm gonna link it in the description. There's a very good instance of talking about this, and it's from Jordan Peterson. A lot of you might know him, and he talks about, you know, being dangerous, like being, I forget how he words it, but you know, the ability to be dangerous but have like the restraint not to let it out right onto the world without, you know, basically being able to control yourself while being so strong and dangerous. Like that is like what true strength is, right? Like he talks a little bit about like martial arts and stuff, and it's just a short little clip, but it'll be in the description. But I think it's a really good thing he talks about. Like, you need to be, you know, if you want to be strong, you have to be able to find the balance between your ego and your selflessness. Because, you know, very much for me, like growing up, I was a people pleaser, and I still am to an extent. Like I very much never say no to people. You know, I'm always like helping and doing stuff that, you know, I don't necessarily want to do. And you know, like it's got me to the point a couple times in my life where, you know, I wanted to like kill myself, or I just wasn't happy, you know, I was depressed, like I just felt like I did everything for everyone else but nothing for myself, right? So the idea of like an ego death, if you guys have ever heard that term, the whole point of an ego death is like you get to the point where your spirit is just so crushed, essentially, that you feel as if you are literally dead. Like it's tough. There's a lot of different like examples of it. Some people do it intentionally, like to get rid of their ego. I think I did it unintentionally, in the sense that like I just like, you know, I was so like, I felt like Thorfinn, like another anime protagonist, where you know, even comparing him to some of the others, like he had this goal basically, right, of like he's gonna avenge his father, and then when that got taken away from him, he was just nothing. You know, he was empty, and he had to kind of re-find his purpose. So I think, you know, in life you have to find balance. There's balance in almost everything you do, and I definitely noticed that a lot. I think you should try to remember that it's never one way. You know, you can never be like, especially if you know the Thorfinn means, like, you can't be this I have no enemies guy, because like that's just not true. Or maybe it's not true, but you should be able to forgive your enemies, right? Like, being stoic and being forgiving and understanding and empathetic is okay and good. And like that's like where Thorfinn has like a good teaching is in this. But the whole idea of like I have no enemies, like I don't want to fight, I don't want to do this, that, the other thing, like throwing away violence completely, like I don't think is necessarily like the right thing. I think there's balance, you know, like there is balance in ego and selflessness and in violence and peace. And I think, you know, like Goku and Tanjiro are really good examples of it. I think Tanjiro, as a protagonist, he flies under the radar a lot. I think he's very underrated because he's so bland, and I think that is true. I think he is a bland character. But I also think like that's what makes him special, because he doesn't have like a quirky kind of way of him, right? He doesn't have like a quirky personality. He's just kind of like anyone. And that's like why he's so great, because he's just like, you know, your average everyday Joe, right? Like that really puts himself out there to help others and like be strong and fight for others. So I think, you know, find balance in ego and selflessness. Be able to accept and realize that you will have enemies and you will have to fight enemies. And that doesn't mean, you know, literally. It can be metaphoric. It can be like you're not literally gonna like grab a gun or sword or something and like fight these people that are after you. They're, you know, want you to fail. Like it might be like, you know, trauma or just like inner demon kind of thing, or like your enemy is yourself, you know, like you have to fight yourself in order to overcome and be kind to yourself and forgive yourself. And, you know, so being able to fight your enemies and also being able to forgive your enemies and feel empathy for your enemies, you know, is part of that balance that you should find. So yeah, find that balance. That's the most important thing. Be strong, be kind, be forgiving, especially because I think forgiveness does a lot more for yourself than it does for the people you forgive. Because I've seen like that toxicness that like, oh, I don't want to forgive them, they don't deserve it, right? Like I think you should try to be forgiving because it will really help you more than anyone. But yeah, guys, be strong, be kind, find the balance. Remember that your ego is not your enemy, and neither is your selflessness. They just need to be worked on. So yeah, I hope you guys can take something away from this and have enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe. Check the description, watch that little video. If you like these videos, go check out my old ones. I gotta start saying that more now. I'm learning this, guys. I'm learning. But I hope you guys have a good day, good night, and I'll see you in the next one.